We know basically nothing about Amy Hennig's upcoming Star Wars game. Now, of course, we saw a few seconds of it at E3, I think. They didn't actually say it was her game, but I would assume it is. But now, Amy has just spoken in public for the first time about the Star Wars game that she's making over at Visceral. Now, obviously, she didn't reveal too much, given that the game is not out until 2018, but these are the first any details, really, that we've gotten about the game, and basically she spoke about this during the Star Wars celebration, which just took place at London. The Excel Centre, to be exact. Now, from what she said, the first thing that was gleaned from her panel at the Star Wars celebration was that her game will be featuring multiple protagonists. And she spoke about the breezy urgency that defines the matinee movies that inspired Nathan Drake, and how the world of Star Wars actually differs greatly from those. And she said, quote, "We're creating an all-new Star Wars story with new characters, and it's important that we honour it. We want you to finish playing the game and feel like you just saw a really good Star Wars movie." Now, obviously, she has taken inspiration from Indiana Jones, another Titanic Lucasfilm property, and that very much is a, on-the-sleeve influence for Naughty Dog series, Uncharted, and Nathan Drake himself, and all the rest of it. But she went on to say, quote, "The difference between Star Wars and Indiana Jones is that there aren't side characters, they are co-protagonists, and the same thing is true of our game. They only escape the Death Star because everyone does their part in parallel. The challenge for us is how do we enable that in gameplay?" Now, they did show a little bit of concept art during the panel, and it seemed to suggest that the game will take place during the original trilogy. For example, you could see a classic Imperial Star Destroyer in one shot, which obviously would place it there, as well as a shot where traditional stormtroopers overlooked a dusky palace, and a few other details. Obviously, nothing huge was revealed, as I mentioned at the start of this video, but it still was some little glimpses into what they have planned over at Visceral. Now, she didn't actually say one way or the other whether or not this is going to be co-op, or you can just play the game multiple times. Maybe it's both, actually. That could kind of be interesting, where you can co-op sometimes if you want, or you have splitting stories sometimes, and sometimes the characters meet up. Obviously, something in Star Wars is like, hey, this character will be doing this thing, while on another planet this character's doing this thing, but all their actions kind of come together at once, and even if on the same planet, they're doing things in different places, but they're working towards the same goal. And that could be an interesting thing to see in a sort of branching narrative style thing. Now, Amy Hennig is really, really good at what she does, so I'm really excited to see what she has in store for us for the Star Wars over at Visceral, which still doesn't have a title yet. That just shows how far off this thing even is. It's going to be some time for even get a trailer. I would guess probably E3 next year is when we're going to get our first real look at the game, as of course the game isn't out until 2018, but this is the first real glimpse we've gotten, and I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about it as much as I enjoyed hearing about it myself, and thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.